Hi guys, welcome to again PySpark certification and interview question part 7. Thank you guys for like and subscribe to my channel. Very good morning everyone. Before we go ahead, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to check the notification on coming video. Also, I like to inform you guys that we have launched a complete YouTube channel course and certification interview question related to PySpark. Prerequisite for this session: watch to my previous video playlist from Seva Study YouTube channel. It had multiple parts, part 5, part 6, 4 and other. You can watch one by one. And also it is help to one blog tyarungupta.blogspot.com. It is help to learn PySpark and also some basic Python. You can learn advanced PowerShell and Power BI, SQL and data science related question. You can learn also for this blog. And complete YouTube channel we have the Seva studies. Okay guys, for agenda for this session we will cover what is partition in PySpark, why use a partition, type of partitioning in PySpark, how to decide number of partition in PySpark, how to create partitioning for data in PySpark repartitioning and collapse, view of the partitioning job history server, Spark job history server, and last is demo part. We have covered one by one. Okay, let's start. What is partitioning in PySpark? Partitioning is a way to split the data into multiple partitions so that you can execute transformation on multiple partitions in parallel, which allow to complete the job faster. In other way, we can say that in PySpark store data in the form of RDD. RDD refer to resilient distribution data sets. They are a collection of various data items that are so huge in size that big size data cannot fit into a single node. Thus, we need to divide it into partition across the various nodes. PySpark automatically partitions RDD, also automatically distributed the partition among the different nodes. Partitioning means division of data, large data sets. Store them in multiple parts of the cluster. And you can also use partition by methods to build the partition on several columns. Simply give the column you wish partition as a arguments. PySpark creates a task for each partition. Partition expensive operation create a data shuffle data could move between the nodes. PySpark support two types of that partitioning in memory, RDD and data prep, partitioning on disk file system, logical chunk of large distributed data sets. Two types that partitioning in memory, partitioning on a disk. First, partitioning in memory. Partitioning in memory that basically partition or repartition the data frame by calling repartitions and coalesce methods from transformation. Partition on disk while writing the PySpark data frame back to the disk, you can choose how to partition the data based on the columns by using partition by methods. PySpark.sql.dataframewriter thus is similar in high partition. Second part is the high use partition. Partition, the most important reason is performance. By having a call, the data needed to calculate on a single node, we reduce the overhead on the shuffle, need for serialization and network traffic. Second reason is the cost reduction. Better utilization of the cluster will help to reduce ideal resources. Use a partition because partitioning reduce network input output. Hence processing of data become a lot faster. The communication is very expensive in distributed programming, thus laying out data to minimize the network traffic help to improve performance, just like how to single node program should choose the right data structure for the collection of record in Spark program can control RDD partitioning to the reduced communication. Faster access to your data provide ability to perform operation in smaller data set. Partitioning is reduced network input output, hence processing of the data become lot faster. Then next type of the partitioning in PySpark. PySpark basically two type of partitioning use hash partitioning and range partitioning. Spark range partitioning and hash partitioning technique are the ideal for the various Spark use case, but Spark does allow user to fine tune how their RDD is partitioned by using the custom partitioner object. Custom Spark partitioning is available only for the pair RDD. RDD is with key value pairs as a element can be grouped based on a function on each key. Spark does not provide explicit control of the which key will be go to which worker node, but it ensures that the set of key will be appear together on a same nodes. Hash partitioning is attempt to spread the data even across various partitions based on the keys. You can use object.hashCode method to use to determine the partition in Spark. Key.hashCode methods, and you put the number of partitioning. Range partitioning is a efficient partitioning technique to range partitioning method. Tuple having keys with the same range will be appear in same machine. Key range is partitioner or the partition based on the set of stored range on key and order of key. You can use repartition by range method for range partitioning. Then next, how to create partitioning of data in PySpark. Basically, two type you create the partitioning. Provide explicit partitioning calling the partition by method on RDD, and other is apply to transformation that return RDD, a specific partitioner, some operation RDD. You can calling group by union, join, and similar function on data frame result in shuffling data between multiple executor and event machine, and finally repartitioning data into 200 partition by default. By default is 200 partition. It is used in PySpark. PySpark default shuffling partition 200 using. You can write spark.sql.shuffle.partition, and also you can find df.group by you can put the team columns dot counts, and you can get number of partition through the print rdd dot get number of partition. Show number of partition in your data. I will everything give the example based of the example in the demo parts also. Next part is repartitioning and collage. The first way of the manage partition representation operation. Under the repartitioning means operation to reduce or increase the number of partition. Also in question ask for the TCS and multiple companies SCLs and different companies we have the ask what are the difference between repartition and collapse, and repartitioning also the increase and decrease your partitioning, why use collapse. Such type of the question you can also got the answer in below. That reduce and increase the number of partition in which data in the cluster will be split. The processing involves full shuffling. If you are increasing the number of partition, use repartition and perform full shuffling. In the sentence of df dot repartition, you can put up the number of partition here. This is 6, that's it. Then rdd dot get number of partition, you getting the number of partition in your data. Second is collage. Collage operation, it reduce the number of partition, it avoid full shuffling. Thus execution can safely leave data on the minimum number of the partition. Moving data only for the redundant node, there is the better use of the collapse than repartition. You need to reduce the number of partitioning. If you are decreasing the number of partitioning, then use collapse. Minimum shuffling. Repartitioning is Full shuffling used for increasing and decreasing partition, but Polaris is used minimum shuffling. There is main difference of the repartitioning and collapse. Many times Spark developer will have the change the original partition can be achieved the changing the Spark partition size. The number of Spark partitions that can be done using the repartitioning methods. DF repartitioning, you put up the number of partitions. Repartition shuffle data is divided into number of partitions, but is better way to Spark partition is to do data source can save network traffic. Then next part, how to decide number of partition in Spark. In PySpark, one should careful choose the number of partition depending on the cluster design and application requirement. The best technique to determine the number of PySpark partition in RDD is multiply the number of core in the cluster by the number of partition. Can change the value of property through the programming using these statements. You can also change the value of the partitioning. Spark.config.set spark.sql.shuffling.partition. You can put the number of partitioning here, that's 500. And also another method to configure and set the partition in PySpark using Spark submit command. You can put submit command config spark.shuffling.partitioning 500 configure Spark default parallelism. That's and let's one example how to decide number of partition in Spark. Let's assume you have a employee table that contain column zip code, city, state and other column. Also create a partition on state, split the table into around 50 partition. When searching for zip code within a state is equal to UP and zip code is equal to 231001. Result is faster as need to can scan only the state UP partition directory. Partition on zip code may be not good option as you might end with too many partition. If you use partitioning through zip code column, it is not better idea. Another good example of partitioning is one date column. Ideally, you should partitioning year, month, not on dates. You can use given method to RDD no number of partitioning RDD.get number of partitioning. I explain one example. Yes, that lies range 1, 25 and 3. Get RDD.collect. It is written and get number of partitioning is 2. And you can get partitioning of the Spark view of the partitioning job history server. You also log in to this, go to job history and search bar enter the app ID and put the, you can app ID, app name, started, Spark user, last updated and event log. And then you click the Spark job, you get the number of the partitioning and success job. That's, and also go to stages, so the parallel execution of the two completed tasks, because you have two partitioning. You got it that already get partition, number of partitioning is 2. You can also get the 2 number of partitioning and completed task is 2 also. That's it. Let's go to demo parts. I have used demo for the Google Colab. By what, why and how partitioning, and also already cover what is partitioning, PySpark, why use partitioning, type of partitioning, how to decide number of partitions in PySpark, how to create partitioning in PySpark, PySpark repartition collapse, view of the partition job history. I already cover that. Partitioning means division of the large data set, also stored in multiple part of the cluster. Let's practice. We have the partition by. Partition by use the partition base of the column value, and PySpark divide record dependent on the partition column and put the each partition data in subdirectory when you write data frame disk using the partition by. Partition is large data set into smaller chunk using one or more partition key. You can also use partition by, build partition in several columns. First, we have the pip install PySpark. You can run this command and install to all dependency and library in the Google Colab. And then next, import the module, import PySpark from PySpark.sql, import Spark session from PySpark.contents, import Spark content. Spark session, Spark contents, I already explained my previous video what are the Spark session, what is the Spark content, how to call, everything I will explain. I have already explained that. Create Spark session, give app name, Seva, steady, get creates. Let's create a data frame reading this CSV file. CSV file already have this, you can view here. You put up the path and read the data frame. And CSV file contain the teams, player ID, player, match, runs, wickets, and specialty and other column. That's how to create partitioning data in PySpark. There is one is group by. I already explained in my slide that say def.group by. I am provide the column teams. It is already available in teams column. That's okay. And then rdd dot get number of partition is 1. You can also change the partition using collapse and repartitioning methods. PySpark data frame repartitioning method used to increase and decrease partitioning. If you need to increase or decrease partitioning, you can use repartitioning. Then below example, decrease the partitioning 10 to 7. First, def.repartition, put the value 10, 10 partition dot rdd, number of partitioning you return to 10. And then reduce by 7, we have to reduce the number of partitioning df dot repartitioning, put the 7 and teams. We have the return to 7. Get number of partitioning, return 7. First return 10 number of partitioning, then reduce save up to 7. That's it. And repartitioning also you can provide the multiple column such that data dot repartitioning you put up the 3 partitioning, player and teams, and get number of partitioning also 3. That's it. Partition by with one column you can use partition by and provide the only one column. That's it. Right option header true, we have the provide the header value. Partition by column provide teams, mod override and provide the CSV, you can save that. And partition by multiple column, you can also partitioning multiple partition by multiple column. You have provide the teams, first one single column we have the provide teams and other we have the provide teams and player. Teams and player both are column available here. That's it. It is teams and it is by player. And if you provide the 2 columns, then create folder hierarchy, partition by the member of the first partition team following the hence. Create the player folder inside the team folder. One folder each player of the teams. Such type of the hierarchy we have the use for the partitioning if you provide the 2 columns, that teams and player. Okay, use coalesce. Coalesce is second wave of the partitioning used for the, you can transform it on dot coalesce, you put the number of partitioning, their number of partitioning is 2. That's it. And last is reduce repartitioning by range. You can use df dot repartition, you provide the 2 and provide the column name dot get number of partitioning. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and also watch to my Seva study video, all the video for the PySpark certification and interview question. It is help to learn PySpark and clear the all the interview question related to interview question. Thank you guys. Thank you again. Please like and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new video update.